Welcome to SpiridiumCircle Talk Radio. I am your host, Reverend Raven Nightclaw, HP. Blessings to everyone. Love and light. Namaste. Beautiful, beautiful Friday, May 19th, 2017. We have certified holistic life coach, Alyssa, here today. Say hello.
Hi everyone, I'm Alyssa Cruz here to speak with you and Robert today. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, she is the co-owner of Holistic Angels company, and the website address, if you want to check it out, is holisticangelsco.uk.
Yeah,
okay, that is co.uk.
.co.uk.
www. Okay, let's make that clear.
All
right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, the first thing that we want to talk about here today is Alyssa's story, because we're all light workers. We love doing what we do. I mean, we definitely have a passion for helping people, and we have to get our stories out. Mm-hmm. Okay, each one of us kind of similar, maybe not. So we're going to ask Alyssa to go ahead and tell us her story. Go ahead, Alyssa.
Okay, wow, my story. So I think a good place to begin is when you realize that you're a spiritual being. So I think for a lot of people that comes later on in life, but for me it happened when I was very, very young. Like a lot of people, I could see angels, I would talk to them. Now I was raised as a Catholic, but I didn't have a religious family, so we would go to church mostly because I wanted to go to church. Okay. But we didn't really practice at home, so it wasn't like strict. And then I remember being at primary school, so I was about 8 years old, and we were talking about the Jesus story and how Archangel Gabriel came to Mary. Okay. And I remember telling, my friends about how cool Archangel Gabriel is and how much, I really love working with that angel. And then they all just started laughing at me. And it was at that point I realized that I wasn't necessarily seeing what my friends were seeing. And my teacher took me out of the class and she told me that she believed in me and that she had these experiences too, bearing in mind I was at a Catholic school. Okay. But that she told me not to speak about it ever again because people would think I was strange. And
I'm just saying that's really interesting in a Catholic school. I'm sorry. Not talking about angels, like seriously? It's like not talking about Jesus. I mean, seriously. Okay.
But like talking to angels was like, that didn't happen. So I stopped kind of talking to anyone about my spiritual journey. Okay. Until I got to about 15 and started to open up a little bit, but not too much. It wasn't really until 2012 that I completely came out of the closet to everyone. Okay. And I'd gone for a coffee with my mum. We went to a cafe, and I was kind of telling her my experiences and all this kind of stuff. And she had very similar beliefs to me. And I never even knew that because we never even spoke about it before. And that's when our business was formed. We formed Holistic Angels because we had this combining of our beliefs, and that's how. Right.
Wow. Okay. I mean, what kind of experiences have you had on your journey that have really changed your life?
Yeah. There's quite a few, obviously, like with a lot of us, you can't tell everyone all of them because we'd be here for 5 hours, which I would like, but I guess I went to India when I was about 21, and I remember just kind of being really like soaking in all the energy that was there. It really did feel like a second home to me. And I remember there was a guy who was selling coconuts on a beach, and he just said to me, you just need to do in life what makes you feel happy, what makes you feel good. And at that time I was doing acting because I'd always wanted to be an actor my entire life. That's why I trained for. I got a degree in it.
I mean, honestly, you got the look for it. I mean, that's really good. Yeah.
And they would send you to kind of auditions that I didn't necessarily want to go to.
Yeah.
And it was around this time that I became vegan. So they wanted to send me to kind of auditions for maybe fast food chains, and I didn't want to do it. So it
because of the fact they're vegan. I mean, why do you want to go to a place that has fast food?
That's right.
This doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and the veganism came as a product of my spiritual journey, in a sense, I guess. So, you know, I really had to change my career and think about, well, am I doing this just for me now, or am I going to have and build a career that's for other people as well, and not just something that I want to do, which was the acting. So that really changed my life in a big way and changed the direction.
Interesting. I too can relate to that. I mean, all in all, I don't tell a lot about my story, but which this is entirely for you. I just remember this one specific, for instance, where I had a visitor, and it was a shade or a shadow. I don't know necessarily how you would call it up there. I had I felt like two needles like go in each side of my neck. I know that's going to sound crazy, but that's totally how it felt. And when I woke up, I actually had parallel dots, red dots on each side of my neck. And that's actually when I was 14, I believe.
That seems 14. To be the age that things really speed up.
Yeah, I was 14, and that's when my abilities skyrocketed after that experience. I mean, it almost like somebody put like nitro in me, okay, and made me just flip the switch.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. So now, what else, Alyssa, what else do you do? I mean, we're talking about holistic angels.
Yeah.
So with holistic angels, what do you do? Like, what is your specialty?
Well, like you
specialties
kindly introduced at the beginning of this interview, I'm a holistic life coach. And really what that means is it's about facilitating people through the process that they're going through. Now, I tend to specialize more towards people that are spiritual. So you can get different life coaches working with you for different things. And, you know, for business, for finance, for your relationships or career, but my main focus is on people that want to live a more holistic lifestyle and incorporate more spiritual practices into their life. I'm non-denominational, so it doesn't matter what background people come from. I can work with them, but also doing the angel tarot readings and the angel readings. Another part of my journey, I'd been doing, I love them. I'd been doing oracle readings and tarot readings for years.
Awesome.
And I kind of hit this confidence block, not to do with my readings, but just to do with my life. I'd come out of a relationship that wasn't so healthy, and I didn't have much belief in myself. And
sorry to hear that.
Thanks. And I went along to do a certified angel card reader course, and I met Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine in London, and that really gave me a lot of confidence back. So whilst I believe that you don't necessarily need training in modalities, I think sometimes it can help. You know, to really help you along your process. So that was something that the certification that I did.
I believe in that. I mean, at a certain point. I mean, I'm not going to say anything against it, against training. I mean, me personally, I haven't been trained in, the arcanas or any of that stuff. I mean, I got books for each oracle deck, each angelic deck. I don't read the stuff. Honestly, I just give what I am actually given.
Yeah, intuitive.
Intuitively and from divine messages.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't know, for some reason, I feel like the artwork, which everybody's different. Yeah. But what I feel is sometimes, depending on the artwork, it triggers the messages.
Yeah, I mean, everyone
you ever notice that?
Differently, don't they? Like symbolism. I mean, I prefer it when cards don't have any words on or very few words. I just like a simple image to intuitively read with. But I guess everyone's different in that way. But I'm
Awesome.
dyslexic, so that's probably why I don't.
You know, I'll tell you, a lot of us are. Honestly, I mean, I even have. You're left-handed. Oh,
Yeah.
gotta be careful with those people. No, I'm just kidding. No. So, we also talked a thing here, which I know nothing about it, so I'd rather hear some info.
Okay.
We were talking about drama workshops.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can you explain that to to the audience and let them know what that's all about? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of links in with what I'm doing in the spiritual and holistic field now. Like I was saying before, I did go to university and get my drama and theatre studies degree.
Okay.
And whilst I was there, I really discovered that you can really learn a lot about yourself through drama techniques. I learned a practice called T.I.E, which stands for Theatre in Education. So you go into schools and discuss topics with the young people, the young adults. Maybe you'll talk about drug issues, or maybe you'll talk about bullying, and you'll put together a performance piece for you to be able to really peel back those layers and have some really deep discussions. And it's also a great confidence builder. I mean, I ran a 12-week program in a women's center for women who had low confidence, and in that 12 weeks, we kind of did some drama workshops, and at the end of it, we got a film crew in, and we recorded like a mini play that we'd put together, and it just really boosted everybody's confidence. So it's another skill that I kind of like to tie into the work that I'm doing now, especially in workshop.
I really like the fact that you have done that specific training.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't necessarily understand at times. I mean, more so than most, we're absolutely honest, upfront, straightforward, don't sugarcoat all these things. But at times, because light workers go through challenges just like everyone else.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, everyone else. I mean, sometimes even more so, which does not mean that we're superior. Okay, or, or they are inferior. The simplistic part of it is that we too go through normal, everyday challenges.
That's right.
That people would usually go through. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's because we're super hypersensitive, or overly sensitive to certain things, that we have a much amplified experience.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's really interesting. We'll definitely talk about that at another episode between us, because I would absolutely like to touch on that specifically, like empathic sides, psychic abilities, things like that.
Yeah.
Because there was one on Facebook I read that there was one guy that said, I don't know, he wrote some kind of an article. I forgot what his name was, Anton something, or his last name was Anton. And he said something that supersensitives, empaths, intuitives, and psychics don't necessarily have abilities. Mm-hmm. Which, in a sense, I do agree. Which it's just what we use as verbality in order for people to relate to what we do.
That's right.
Okay, it's not necessarily abilities. We're not X-Men. Okay, sorry, but we're not. Okay. We're not any different than any other person that has nurtured, and has evolved their skill set based on what memory they have, whether it be intuition, empathic, all the clairs, and things like that. That's skills. It's not necessarily abilities, like we're special.
Yeah, and it's like a muscle. You've got to practice it for it to increase. And
you lose it if you don't use it.
Yeah, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love this. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love the energy going back and forth, and I'm hoping that the viewers and the listeners can feel it, because I know I do. Yeah, what?
Same.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Great. Yeah, this is like amazing. When it comes to angels, okay, because I too feel a very strong connectivity to angels. not necessarily within the Catholic traditional sense, okay?
Yeah.
But I do feel very connected to angels, guardians, archangels, angelic armies, Ashtar Command, those things. And again, everybody resonates differently with, with things that they learn and they research, and they find out. But my whole thing is when it comes to angels, who's your favorite?
Oh, that's a really hard question.
I knew that was going to be a tough one.
It's really difficult, but I'm gonna say, and other angels, I love you, but the angel that kind of really guided me through coming out of my spiritual closet and sharing my knowledge was Archangel Uriel.
Aha!
And it's it's really interesting because he is known as the Archangel of Wisdom, and also helping people who were studying and things like that. So it was really cool that Uriel came to me in that way. And so I'd have to say he's my favorite.
Okay, I am going to share something totally amazing, and it goes right with what you're talking about.
Okay.
Oh, stars in heavens. Okay, Scorpios, which I am, full-blown Scorpios, actually, Archangel Uriel is like the king of our zodiac.
Yeah.
Okay, because we are not saying ego, ego out of the way. Okay, we are not superior, but we are very more sensitive than, or we let's just say access more of the skills than a majority of gifted people.
Yeah.
And Uriel has been my go-to since the beginning.
Yeah, he's so great.
Yeah, he's awesome. The other one was Raziel.
Yeah, the magician type.
Yes.
Yeah.
And well, it's also for wealth, prosperity, abundance.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Manifestation.
Yeah, manifestation and creation. Creating things out of nothing, basically.
Yeah.
The ultimate esoteric alchemist, if you will.
Raziel.
Oh man, it just like resonated with me. Sorry, I almost got a little emotional just then. Because those two have really helped me walk through this the challenging cycle of my life.
Yeah.
I thought I was going through a midlife crisis.
And
the thing was, no, I was going into a transmutation. I was transforming. No, we're not talking like the robots. Okay. But I was transforming like a butterfly in a sense.
Yeah.
I was already starting on this walk, and then I got wrapped up, built that cocoon, and then I came out of the cocoon a butterfly, and then the butterfly is going to transform into something else. I don't know what it is yet. Okay, maybe a chimera or something. I don't know. All right, maybe one of the Chiron, but I have no clue. People are probably thinking, well, what the heck is a Chiron? Okay, no, we're talking about the cherubus. Okay, the cherubim. Okay, they were the ones that were griffin-like. Like they were, if I'm not mistaken, the way that I remember it, they were part lion, part eagle, and something else. What the heck was the other thing?
I don't know.
There was a third one. I thought it was, well, I mean, I know griffins are half lion, half eagle. But the cherubim was something else. It was part lion, part, it was part lion, part like angel, basically. Yeah. And then part like another animal of some kind, like an ancestral animal, like some kind of celestial, kind of animal.
Yeah.
Which is usually like, it looks like a lion or a wolf, some kind of beast like that. So and they guarded the gates. They guarded the gates of the esoteric wisdom with Uriel. Okay, and Uriel apparently was one of them. Okay, this is what the stories say. Which again, I stand corrected. I'm fine. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'll stand corrected. But that's what I've read. Is that Uriel was part of the cherubim, not the chubby child-like things with wings. Okay, we're talking about the gigantor beasts. Okay, that actually guarded the wisdom of the universe.
Yeah, really powerful angel
Yes.
to work with.
Yes.
And it's so key if you are going through a spiritual transformation to work with Uriel. He's just, I say he, you know, angels don't have a gender, but it's just easier. But
yeah, they were always claimed to be hermaphrodites in some way, shape, or form. They were non-sexual
yeah, it's
kind
just
of
an
beings.
energetic way, I suppose, of us labeling and understanding. But yeah, Uriel is so great to work with through that transformation.
And in the movie Gabriel, okay, I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, but
I don't think I've seen it.
yeah, it's great. I actually have. Well, after we're done here, I'll show you what the actual image looks like.
Okay.
And in the movie Gabriel, Uriel portrayed herself as a man, even though she was a woman.
Right.
Craziness, crazy stuff. So I was like, wow, you know what? That makes sense. So they can choose what sex, gender
That
to
they come
manifest.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, to be created into in order to come to humanity.
Yeah.
So.
And how best that we connect. I mean, I've always seen Gabriel as male, but a lot of people see Gabriel as female.
I've seen him as male. Yeah.
And you right, so we're the same. But again, it's just how you connect with that energy.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, it does.
No one should think that they're right or wrong. It's just different.
So now, you talked about India.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never traveled there. But I hear it's amazing, just like Egypt and, you know, even Central Africa and stuff like that. And Peru, okay, and Brazil. These are all places I would love to be able to visit and go. Mayan temples, all that stuff, you know, really connect to our heritage, okay, as light beings, especially celestial beings in a human existence.
Yeah.
We'll get to that at another episode. Like, what the heck are they talking about? Yeah, like, what are we, aliens? Possibly. But with India, I hear that when a lot of people go to India, they experience like what they call a Kundalini experience. Like a Kundalini awakening. Did you experience something like this, and how did that affect you?
Not whilst I was in India. I had that a bit earlier on, probably in my teens. But going back there did really going back there, like I've been twice, and it really had an energy. I mean, I haven't been to everywhere in India, okay? But just the minute I got off the plane and could smell the spices and feel the heat in the air, it just felt like coming home.
It's magical.
And the fact that, you know, the cows are sacred, and just felt this complete just a lot of respect and friendships were kind of built there. And it was really magical and did feel like a very spiritual thing. And a lot of things changed in my life when it came back. You know, I quit my job and left my ex and moved out of my house. And
that's okay. It's all good, guys. She's fine now.
And then survived. So
what I love the most about this here is that it's very fluid. The energy is not crazy.
Yeah.
Like you ever meet like that person that's like a super sensitive or something, or that's a psychic medium, or that's, you know, an intuitive counselor or something, that there's so much energy that it like short circuits you.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of like cancels you out. And that's not what I feel here.
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes down to grounding, you know, especially when you're working with like kind of these chakras towards the top of your head. It's so easy to come in and out of your body, right? But, you know, so I do grounding daily, 3 or 4 times a day, because I'm a Sagittarius and I like to juggle a lot of things, but I have to constantly remind myself to, no, you know, you're being grounded and you're shielding yourself. So
you know what? I'm learning something every time I talk to one of us, honestly, because I understand that aspect of going through a lot of stuff during the day. and doing different things, and then having to pause.
Yeah.
And then ground. And people are like, well, why is it taking you so long? It's like, well, you got to understand that, like, I do have multiple things that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And at times, I have to ground. I have to re-energize. Sometimes I got to take a detox bath, to remove the other energy so I can get into, doing something else. And people the public, mostly the blinded public, okay, the public that kind of lives realistically, okay, quote unquote, okay, the realism kind of aspect of living, okay, the ones that totally like are oblivious to spirituality and living in that essence, they have to understand that what we go through on a daily basis is 10 times any job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes 100 times any job. Okay, we are legitimately, spiritually and energetically on call.
Yeah.
People don't seem to understand that part. I've had conversations, and I know you have too. Okay, I've had conversation with people late at night. It's past hours. Okay, and somebody messages you, and you feel compelled to to talk to this person. An hour goes by, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, and you're like, okay, all right, like, okay, so just contact me tomorrow. Okay, let's say today. Okay, and then we'll book something. You know what I mean? Schedule something. So those people have to, not just those people, but everybody that doesn't do what we do has to understand and respect how much energy we put out in order to help other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we legitimately keep ourselves psychically and energetically aware all the time. It's not like we keep ourselves oblivious.
Yeah. And also, you're trying to keep yourself as, pure. I don't mean
grounded.
But, if you're working with a client, then, obviously I'm not going to drink before I meet a client, or, I'm going to make sure I've
especially Reiki.
Yeah, and I'm going to make sure that my day has been as least stressful as possible, so that when I'm giving myself to them, I can really give myself to them.
And if it has been stressful, you take the proper steps in order to bring yourself back to center.
That's right.
In order to work with that client. And I'll tell you straight up, sometimes I've legitimately I've requested people to reschedule appointments because I'm unbalanced.
Yeah.
At that point. And it's not my doing. And I'm not blaming anyone. But the thing is, it's the energy. Okay, it's the energy has to be cleaned, it has to be cleared, it has to be rebalanced, and brought back.
Yeah. So it's not just the hour session that you would have with someone, it's the preparation before, and then kind of like the cool off period afterwards. You're going to cut your cords and then move on. So there's a lot more that goes into it than people maybe perhaps realize.
And that's what I love about things like this, is that it turns into discussions about very important, at least important to us, very important subjects that normal people don't usually talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, because people have to be reminded that we are channelers, just like everybody else, yes, but on a totally different level, a more amplified level. Okay, again, we're not superior. We're just saying that we tap into things more strongly.
Yeah. And we've chosen that as our vocation.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, I don't even think I chose it. I think it chose me, really. Honestly. I mean, I remember when I wasn't even doing tarot, card readings, and I dropped down to my knees holding somebody's truck, having visions of exactly how this guy built this truck from the ground up. Every single, a relationship happening and emotional stuff and all that. I was like, whoa, what is wrong with me? I was like, what the heck is going on? And all of a sudden, that's when I was told of what I am
Mm-hmm.
and what I can become. And I said, okay, this is normal, for what, for our group, type of community setting, is that's normal. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, the site? Really? I mean, I watched, movies like Warlock, Armageddon, what was the other ones? Independence Day Resurrection. I mean, Resurgence, rather, sorry. I just want to get the name right. Don't want to mess up with copyright stuff. Thor, all the Thors, all the Transformers. I mean, but I do believe, maybe I'm out of my mind, but I do believe in some way, shape, or form, there is truth.
Yeah.
To some of those things. Even a little bit of truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry to interrupt.
No.
You've only got to look at Star Wars to see it's filled with hermetic principles, universal laws. That is what Star Wars is, and that's why it appeals to so many people, because there's an underlying spiritual truth to it.
I still to this day watch Star Wars. Are you kidding me? What was the last one I saw? One of the oldest ones, Return of the Jedi. Okay, yeah. I was like, it pulls me in. I was like, oh yes, the energy and the movement and the facing your demons and and all those things and facing the darkness and destroying chaos and really bringing love. You know what I mean? It brings all that stuff into the movie.
Yeah, and
George Lucas is amazing. I'm sorry.
He's a genius.
He's absolute genius. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I get on a rant. I'm a movie buff, so I watch. If you used to see what we used to have shelves of just like a whole wall of nothing but movies. Which ones will you want to watch tonight? Marathon of like Harry Potter or Underworld. With Vampire. Lord of the Rings. Yeah, well, she should have watched that. But I would do that. I would do the marathon. That's for sure, because I dig that stuff. But ultimately, and I appreciate the fact, and the people in the public have to understand. I appreciate. I mean, you're clear across the world. Mm-hmm. Okay, we didn't even tell them where you're from. They already heard the accent.
Yeah.
But tell them where you're from.
I'm from Liverpool. Well, I'm from the UK.
Okay, she's from the UK. Ladies and gents, she's pretty close to Liverpool. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
All right. And ultimately, and probably people will say, oh yeah, probably London or we want to be specific. But we want to be specific because the people who want you to help them have to have that access to you. No stalkers. No, I'm just kidding. But will energetically blow you up. I don't know. But we are telepathic. No, but this is awesome. Awesome. I love your story.
Thank you, Robert.
Your story is amazing, Raven. Okay. We should be clear. Okay, I love to be called Raven. Because the Raven was the one that shined light upon this earth in the beginning of creation. Okay, that was actually the Native American story. It's longer than that, but that was kind of the idea. Okay, that brought light upon this earth. I love ravens. I love crows. Okay, that's just. I mean, even the movie The Crow was one of my favorite movies of all time.
So cool.
So that's one of the parts of the name that I chose. I will say this: there is going to be, ladies and gents, there is going to be more and more interviews, discussions, more topics. Funny part is we're going to wrap this up, and it's 555. Go figure. Okay, cool. Super angelic numbers, hitting the ascended masters, touching the veil. Okay, to the angels and the guardians. This is awesome and amazing. I just felt super and chills just go through my entire body just then when I said that. Thank you, ascended masters. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides, totems, whichever. Okay, universal energy, divine force, all these things included. I mean, I'm very, very grateful to be here to be able to, to do things like this. And again, Alyssa, You are amazing. Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely are. I mean, your story, your walk. Oh, and ladies and gents, just so you know ahead of time, Alyssa, this wonderful certified holistic healer, actually went through her own progress of losing upwards of 40 pounds during her ascensional process. So we are going to touch a little bit on, as we progress in the next interviews or discussions. But what we're going to do is talk about weight loss and weight gain, okay, in the midst of ascension and spiritual growth. Okay, that's going to be some of the stuff that we're talking about. Oh, there's going to be a ton of stuff. You wait. Trust me when I tell you. Okay, going to be some great stuff. So, you know what? I think that's all the time we got. So, with the brightest blessings of love and light to the ever reaches of the edges of the universe and back. Okay, this is Reverend Raven Nightclaw, HP, wishing you an abundant, joyful, fulfilled, and unconditionally loved life. Okay, moving forward. And one other thing. Alyssa, you did say something specific. You wanted to give a message to the public.
Yeah.
Okay, every time we do this. So what is your message?
My message is to really just stand authentically in your power. Don't let anyone tell you that your dreams are too big. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not good enough. And don't let that doubt in your mind be the thing that stops you. You really can go for what it is that you want, and you can stand in your own authority, still as a peaceful, beautiful person, but you can be a spiritual activist, and you can stand in that power and authority without any fear. And that's what I want my message to be, to leave you with.
And what I just got just now from intuition was amazing. The council, shoot, I think I just lost it. I was about to say it. The Council of Spiritual Advocacy.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
To advocate all spiritual groups of all kinds and bring them all together.
That would be amazing. Yes.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, guys, hey, we got to go. All right, but until next time, this is Healing Life from Within and SpiridiumCircle Talk Radio. Love you all. Blessings. Namaste.
Namaste.
Until next time. Stop the recording.